I don't know that there's that much more I can add to what Senator Booker said, but I do want to thank him for what he did last week and what he's been doing, particularly in the Judiciary Committee. You know, he said it's the right to know. He said it's transparency. And that's all we're asking. You know, we're not really asking for a lot here, right? We're saying, you know, where are the records? You know, bring them forth. Answer the questions. One of the things that disturbed me the most was when on some of the major issues that Judge Kavanaugh doesn't answer the questions. If you looked at when he was asked about Roe v. Wade, he doesn't respond. He doesn't answer the question. Probably the worst is with regard to presidential power, right? Yes. You know, we're very concerned about the fact that he just thinks that the president and the executive can do whatever they want. And every time he was asked a question about that, he just basically, you know, didn't answer it, avoided the question. And I talk about hypocrisy. Imagine if this was a Democrat that was being appointed by a Democratic president. Of course, in the case of the last one, they wouldn't even have a hearing. But think about in the House where they had endless hearings on Benghazi and went into every little detail and even fabricated things, and yet they don't want the public record to come out. That's all we're really asking for, is give us the information. Now, I just want to say in conclusion, why is this important? Well, obviously a confirmation of a Supreme Court justice is important in any case, and the two senators explained why this was particularly important. But let me just mention a couple things. First of all, this issue of presidential power. I am very disturbed by the fact that every time we as Democrats ask a question and want to release information, we're saying, oh, we can't do that, it's national security. I mean, historically, we know that every time a dictator or someone who wanted to suppress democracy doesn't like what was going on in the democratic process, they say, oh, they raise the issue of national security, right? We see Trump talking about national security with the tariffs, national security with almost everything, right? I don't buy it. It certainly doesn't justify in this case, but this is what dictators do. This is what demagogues do. They talk about national security. And the other thing is these documents that Senator Booker released clearly show is a justice who will move the court even further away from civil rights and equal opportunity. We know what the court has already done to affirmative action or any tools that try to achieve some kind of diversity or racial equality. We know what they've done in the Shelby case and others with voting rights, obliterated them more and more. So the problem is they're hiding what Justice Kavanaugh is all about. That's why they don't want to release the records. That's why he doesn't want to answer the questions. And it's just a terrible thing, because where will this court go if this process is not allowed to take its normal course with the release of documents and answering the questions? It will go towards this, you know, I wouldn't even call it a conservative right-wing agenda. I would call it an anti-democratic agenda, and an agenda that doesn't even believe in equal opportunity. And that's why what the senators are doing is so important, and we thank you. We thank you for it.